Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. Well, the playoffs and the postseasons are winding down along with the school year, and we begin this week's show with a wrap-up of the state track meets. This year, 4 gold medals out of Albany and Jefferson for our local girls and boys. Now, the girls' state track meet down in Albany, North Hall's girls struck gold with Gabrielle Hoffman defending her AAA pole vault championship with an outstanding jump of 11 feet even. Harper Seymour won the discus with her toss of 119.9, and she finished 8th in the shot put at 34.8. She'd finished 2nd in the shot and 3rd in the discus back in 2013. And earlier this week, I dropped by North Hall to chat with Harper Seymour. How's it feel to be state champ?
Felt much better than it did last year, getting 2nd and 3rd. I'd rather get 1st in discus. I've always wanted to be at the top of the podium, and it felt really good to be there. I think working hard in the weight room definitely helped me get stronger to beat some of the girls who are bigger than me, because my size doesn't help me. But I think working hard in the weight room definitely paid off.
Hey, you fell off a little bit in the shot this year.
Yes, sir.
What do you attribute that to? Just better competition?
Yes, I actually threw farther than I did last year. The competition stepped up a lot more.
So what do you hope to do with this, Harper? You hope to take this to the next level? I mean, you're a junior, so you got one more year in high school.
Yes, sir. I would like to throw in college.
What's it going to take to do that?
I'm going to have to get stronger, and I'm going to have to throw farther.
Does that just mean hitting the weights?
Yes, sir.
What got you into this? When did you find out you were good at this?
I tried in 8th grade, but I wasn't really good then. And then my freshman year, I was just doing shot put. And then my dad told me just to try out discus. And then my freshman year, I made it to state, and I placed 9th, but I stayed with it, and I got better. And joining us in the studio now is Gabrielle Hoffman. Gabby, thanks for taking time out to be with us. I know you're wrapping up tests and all that kind of stuff. So, first of all, congratulations on defending the championship.
So
How tough is it to defend the championship after winning it the year before?
To this time, it was just pressure mainly, and not cracking under the pressure. My competition, she had done so much better than me, and it's basically between me and her this year for the championship, and it was how well we performed under pressure, because she can't really vault under pressure, so I've heard, and when I kind of put it on her, she just cracked.
Oh, how did she finish? What?
She finished 2nd with the vault of 10.6.
10.6. Okay, so wasn't not a lesser miss kind of things. You actually beat her head to head with a vault of 11 feet even. Now, is that a PR for you in any meet? I know that to set records and stuff like that, you have to do it at the state championship. So have you gone more than 11 feet?
I've done 11.1, and that was at Dawson earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. How big a jump was that over what you did last year?
Last year, I cleared 10 feet at state. I had cleared 10.6 before, but it was this year is where I really came into my own and got into the 11s.
Is that a pretty good jump in the increment for a pole vaulter to make a half a foot jump in a year's time?
Yeah, it pretty is, because once you get to my level, you're kind of usually the last one in the competition at all the small meets we do, so
right.
You can go up inch by inch to try and get new PRs. But a 6-inch increase, that's like a 2-inch increase in high jump. It's just so much everything, and it's really awesome.
I asked Harper this. I want to ask you, when did you find out you were good at this? And that's not really something that females do anymore. In fact, they don't even have you. And I was going to ask you a little bit later on about the heptathlon, but they don't have the pole vault in the heptathlon for girls.
No.
The pole vaulting for women is a relatively new thing. So when did you find out you were good at it?
I had a background in gymnastics, so my coach saw me messing around on some bars that we have at the track that the throwers use for height and everything. And he said, "You're pole vaulting tomorrow." So within the first few months, and when I competed at the big track meets, he realized after I cleared 8 at my first 3 meets, I was actually going to be pretty good. And then once I started going to my private coach and everything, I just flew off.
Congratulations. Now, what do you hope to do with this? Now, you're going to Georgia Tech.
Yes.
Are they going to give you any incentives, any money, and to keep doing track and the pole vault and all that stuff?
I hope so. Pole vault's my main event, but I can compete in so many other events. I just feel like it'd be so much fun to continue on with track in college, not just give it up in high school. Well,
and matter of fact, let me tell that you actually finished on the medal stand in the hurdles as well, right?
Yes.
What place?
7th. 7th.
Okay. So you can sprint, you can hurdle, you can pole vault, all this kind. Heptathlon? Elaborate a little bit more about that. Maybe.
It's 7 events in college. There for girls. There's the heptathlon and the 5 one. I think it's called a quintathlon or something like that. But with the heptathlon, you have the 100, the 100 hurdles. I think it's shot put, but it might be discus as a throw. Then you have the long jump, and you have about 3 other events. I'm kind of not remembering right now, but it's you based on your performance, you get points. Like the further you throw, the more points you get, and at the total end of it, you can do the mile too. But at the total end of it, you they add up all your points. Whoever has the most points, like, gets first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something that might be interesting to you at Tech. What are you going to do at Tech? What do you hope to study?
I hope to study biochemistry and then work like freelance kind of for the CDC.
Cool. Very good. Very good. Gabby, thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Appreciate it very much, and good luck to you at Georgia Tech. And
Thank you.
You keep on out there and keep running. All right. Now, also on the girls' side, Maya Caldwell Booker of West Hall successfully defended her title in the 100 meters with a 12.2. She placed third in the long jump at 17.6. In fact, she won the 100 meters by 1/100th of a second. Earlier in the week, we dropped by West Hall to talk to Maya. Maya, first of all, congratulations on defending the championship. Got back on the stand in the long jump, too. But you had still battled your way through some injuries again this year. How tough has that been for you?
That's been really tough. Coming off a hamstring injury is extremely difficult. And, you know, knowing me, I don't listen to my physical therapist or my doctor. So when they say take a week off, I go right back into doing it. So I can kind of self-blame myself for my slow healing process, but it's really difficult.
Now, how tough is it to defend a championship, particularly coming off of the injuries?
It's really tough. I mean, I knew I had people aiming for me. It's like running with a target on your back because everyone wants to beat the one who won last year. So it was really tough. Plus, I didn't want to win one year and then come back and not bring it back home, because that to me, that's embarrassing to win one year and then come back and not win it the next year. So I really had a lot of pressure on me.
And by 1/100th of a second. In a race like the 100 meters, do you have time to even know how close somebody is?
Yes. When I was running, when I got to about the 50, my hamstring tightened up a little bit, so I slowed down, and I didn't see or hear anyone, because when you're running, you can hear the steps behind you. But when I got close to the line, I wanted to look and see if I could see my time, and I glanced to the side and saw the second place runner right on my heel, and I was like, oh my God. So I had to lean in and kick it up a notch. So yeah, that's how I knew.
Okay, and it must feel great then, huh?
Yeah, it did. It felt really good.
Now on to North Carolina to run in the ACC. You got to be looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm running against my high school rival. She was from Monroe area, and she graduated last year. So instead of running against each other, we're now running together, and that's really exciting. So I'm excited to go to North Carolina.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, by the way, to clarify now, the events in the women's heptathlon we talked about earlier happen to be the 100-meter hurdles, the high jump, the shot put, the 200-meter dash, the long jump, the javelin throw, and the 800-meter run. Okay, let's go on to the men. The boys' state track meet, the famous Georgia Olympics down the road in Jefferson. The lone gold medal on the male side went to Gainesville's Colton Quinones. He took the title in the 4A discus throw with a toss of 163.5. That was a big leap in distance for him since he missed the medal stand altogether last year. What turned it around for you your senior year?
I guess just the motivation I had since I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do last year. So it carried on this year. It kind of was a burden on my shoulder, something I don't want to just take it this year. I knew after the first meet, I knew something was going to happen because I hit the best distance. I hit the best distance I hit that one meet than I hit the whole season last year. So I knew something was going to be good out of it. So.
What kind of improvement did you make?
I made about a 30-foot improvement from last year. I threw around roughly maybe 149, and then first meet I threw 10 feet above that, and I ended up breaking the school record for my school. And then towards the end of the season, I just kept progressing and ended up bumping my distance up about 7 more feet from my first meet. And I ended up throwing 166 at sectionals, and then throwing a 163 at state. I just had to adjust to what happened last year, just try to get it out of my mind.
So what do you hope to do with this now? You also got some opportunities to play football at the next level. So football or track, which one? Or do you know yet?
I want to do both, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I want to do both to the same school I'm going to for Limestone. I was talking to the track coach. He just said if I was willing to work hard and put all the effort into both football and track, then there shouldn't be a problem with me doing both.
Now, elsewhere in Jefferson at the Georgia Olympics, it was silver for North Hall's Destin Bennett in the AAA discus. He was 30 feet behind the winner, Ralph Howe of St. Pius, who uncorked a tremendous throw of 194.7 and won the Best Performance Trophy in the discus. He also won the shot put in AAA with a toss of 59.10. But also in the shot put, we had some folks that placed locally. Fourth place goes to Hunter Atkinson of West Hall. He threw it 49.2.5. In sixth place was Bennett of North Hall, who placed second in the discus. He threw it 46.11.5. And in eighth place was Dylan Trulove of North Hall, who also threw the shot put, and he threw it 45 feet, 8.5 inches. Some other medalists for you. Gil Hoffman of the Trojans, seventh in the pole vault. He went 12.6. North Hall's Drew Bryant, fifth in the AAA discus at 151.10. And Johnson's Juan Soto was fourth, and Isaiah Dale Campbell was seventh in the 4A pole vault at 12 feet and 11 feet respectively. On the track, the Trojans Zach Hill and Quentin Miles ran 3.4 in the AAA 3200 in 9:40.85 and 9:42.29 respectively. Austin Sprague of St. Pius won it in 9:17.30. North Hall's Bryce Schubert ran 8th in the 1600-meter run. He ran a 4:26.03. Riverside's Marcus Guthrow was 5th in the AA 3200, had a PR, 10:27.52. Teammate Chris Howard of the Eagles, 6th in the triple jump with a jump of 43.7 3/4 inches. And he was, in the shot put, he was 7th with a throw of 44 feet 9 inches. Gainesville pole vaulter Hunter Mallard got on the stand in 7th place. He had a vault of 12.6. He was a foot under the winner, John Rudd of North Atlanta. And Hall County had one guy make the Saturday finals. That was East Hall's Dimitri Hunter, who finished 8th in the AAA 110-meter hurdles. He ran a 15.92. That race was won by Andrew Slayton of Sonoraville in 14.02. We hit the soccer pitch next. Gary Glenn back on the set of Hall County Sports Television along with Rob Bruce, pastor of McEver Road United Methodist Church. And Rob, we're in the middle of a sermon series on what the church is all about.
That's right, Gary. We're right in the middle of a sermon series on what it is to be the church. You know, I read some articles right after Easter where a number of churches tried to attract people into their congregation by offering free television sets and iPads and doing special plays based on zombies and giving away Starbucks coupons. One of the news outlets I read mentioned about this. As any good Christian knows, if there were three things Jesus stood for in his time, they were consumer electronics, overpriced coffee, and television shows about zombies. Gary, you and I both know that's not what church is about. Church is about feeding the hungry, about offering the thirsty something to drink, about clothing the naked, about welcoming the stranger, visiting the sick and those in prisons. And if you would like to check out a church that does just that, come see us at McEver Road United Methodist on Sunday.
All right, Rob, we'll see you then.
All righty, Gary.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Now, there can be no doubt that some of the finest boys soccer in the entire state is played right here in Hall County. That's evidenced by the fact that 4 of our local teams, West Hall, North Hall, Johnston, and Gainesville, all made the Elite 8 in their respective classes, and 3 of that 4 went on to their respective Final Fours. The shock early on came in AAA when number 4 ranked West Hall knocked out number 1 rated Woodward, 3-1. At one time it was tied up at 1-1. The Spartans then used late goals by Jordan Moreno and Omar Castillo to get the win. Ramses Martinez was the man who had tied the game earlier on an assist from Castillo. And then West Hall kept it rolling into the Final Four by thumping Peach County 6-0. Jordan Moreno had his first Spartan hat trick against Peach, who surrendered an own goal as well. And West Hall also got goals from Ronald Portillo and Ricardo Castorita, who also had an assist on a Moreno tally. Cesar Villa got the win in goal.
I'm here with Jordan Moreno of the West Hall Spartans, who had a hat trick tonight in the big playoff game. Jordan, can you tell me how you feel about your hat trick and the Spartans going forward?
Yeah, I feel fantastic. We got our team ahead in the first 15 minutes with 3 goals. I feel amazing. And I'm just couldn't do it without my team, though. They're amazing.
Coach, can I get your thoughts on the game and moving forward to the semifinals?
Well, it certainly is exciting for this team that is very deserving to get to go to the semifinals. These guys have played together for a long time. They've worked hard. And I think they found themselves. They certainly have found their groove, if you want to say that. They found their way to play together and the formation they play. Of course, we're all very excited about having this win for this program. They've been there. This will be our, I think the second time that since the 2009 campaign, or at least the second time in school history that the soccer team has gotten to the semis. So, we've got our work cut out. Definitely tonight we came out We put pressure. We wanted to high pressure them. We felt like if we could pressure them and own the middle, that we could control the game. And I think primarily, most of the time we control the game. We still got to work on a few things. Some of our passing is not where it should be yet, but we're finishing better and getting some people in position where we can strike better, and I feel very happy for our boys.
Now also in AAA, North Hall edged North Oconee 4-3. Trojan goals by Jake Stevens, Hunter Carter, Enrique Castrejón, and the gamer by Jaro Barrientos following a corner kick by Castrejón. And then the Trojans made it to the semis on the other side with a 5-3 win over Islands High, the third win on the road for the Trojans. All-time goal leader Junior Avalos had a hat trick, and that gave him 45 goals in his career. Castrejón and Jake Stevens also tallied in that game. Now in 4A, in the round of 16, Johnson and Carrollton battled a double overtime before the Knights pulled out a win. Bryant Anaya scoring the game winner on a header off a corner kick by Luis Del Toro for the 2-1 victory. Fabian Abarca scored his third postseason goal on a header to break a 0-0 tie in the 53rd minute. Goalie Ivan Salcido made a diving save on the final scoring attempt by Carrollton with 23 seconds left in the second overtime. The first overtime contest, by the way, for the Knights this year. And this is the first time since 2006 Johnson has made the round of 8. And then after that round of 8 play, the Knights play on with only one loss on the season. As in the round of 8, they got 2 quick goals from Fabian Abarca and made those stand up for a 2-1 win over Cairo, the first time they made the state semis since 2005. Now, Gainesville in 5A shut out Lithia Springs 4-0. The Elephants getting goals from Cesar Regaldo, Eric Bonilla, and Roberto Nunez, plus an own goal from Lithia Springs. And that one, Ricardo Gomez had to assist. But in the quarterfinals, Gainesville's season ended with a 6-1 loss to McIntosh. Playoff baseball is next on HCSTV. This is Hall County Sports, brought to you by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. Remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair, 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services, Kids Town, and adult small groups. McKelvey Road United Methodist Church, dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. We're back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Playoff baseball up for you this segment, and it was a sweep for the Gainesville team as the Red Elephants made the Elite 8 with a 13-3 and then an 8-3 win over Sequoia. Brandon Sewell had a solo homer in Game 1 and a 3-run shot in Game 2. Sims Griffith had 7 hits and 7 RBI, and he came on to pitch in Game 2 in relief of starter Caleb Whittington. Michael Geddes struck out 9 and scattered 3 hits for the win in Game 1. He also helped himself out with a double, a single, and 3 RBI during that 11-run 5th inning.
How do you guys feel about the big playoff victory and moving into the next round?
I think it was huge to get it out of the sweep right there. They're a really solid team, very scrappy. It's just a team you really don't want to face. I mean, they have a lot of good players and they play hard, and that's what you want in a team. But I'm just glad we got out here in 2 because it would be a hard game 3, a hard fought game 3 if we had it.
It was big for our confidence knowing that we can sweep that team. Doing that just shows that we can play at anybody when everybody's sitting the ball and playing good defense.
It was a great win. Overall, we played great. Bats are really picking up through the lineup. Got bats coming in, filling up empty bats. It was a great win, though. We're coming along as a team, and we're just playing great baseball.
Coach, how do you feel about the big playoff victory and moving into the next round?
Great. Surviving and making it to the Elite Eights, great. You know, that's what it's about right now, is find a way to survive. And we beat a great Sequoia team. They're well coached. Joseph does a great job with them. Unbelievable pitching, probably the best pitching staff we've seen in a game. And you know, my hat's off to them. They did a great job and had a great season.
Now, 2 of our local teams had their series go to a decisive Game 3. North Hall split with Blessed Trinity in AAA with a 6-4 win and a 6-0 loss, while Flower Branch won the first game 6-3 and lost the second 7-5 in their battle with North Paulding. In 5A, the Branch used a complete Game 9 strikeout effort from Jonathan Hughes and timely hitting for the 2-run win in Game 1. Justin Seabolt went 3 for 4 and Stephen Skeggs 2 for 3. Trey Groves was 2 for 4 with a homer, and Deuce Davison drove in 3. Seabolt also was hot in the loss. He went 3 for 4 again. Andrew Nolt went 2 for 4, as did Dylan Jabot. Jabot with a pair of RBI, and he also struck out 9 and absorbing that loss. The Branch's season ended with a 6-0 loss to North Paulding in Game 3, and they will finish at 19-9 on the year. Now in Game 1 for North Hall, the Trojans' Andrew Smith had a whale of a game with a 3 for 4 day, a run scored, and a save on the mound for winner Corbin Llewellyn, who helped himself out with a solo home run. Lincoln Hewitt was 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. In Game 2, Smith's leadoff double got things off to a good start, and then he stole third, but then he was stranded there, and that sort of set the tone for the rest of the game as North Hall could only get 2 more hits off winner Brad Spinner. And the Trojans' remarkable season came to an end in Game 3 with a 5-2 win for Blessed Trinity. Trojans were down 4-1 after one complete, and they had a slight rally later in the game, but they never got the lead back. Smith was driven in twice by Micah Strickland before flying out to end the game. And the Trojans did win 21 games this season after playing for the title last year and losing a ton of talent that went on to play at the next level. This is all pretty impressive for this year's squad, says Coach Trent Monjero.
Yeah, we got off to a little bit of a rough start and never really could quite rebound from it. It's a shame because we really feel like we could, not only play with these guys but beat these guys. But that's the game of baseball, and you got to tip your hats to a quality team. I mean, Blessed Trinity is the real deal, and we gave them everything we could. Just didn't work out today.
Did have a rally though.
Yeah, we did have a rally. These guys don't give up. I mean, our senior set the tone. Andrew Smith is, he's unbelievable. I mean, and the seniors wouldn't let this thing die. They kept the guys up. They were on them all game, and we were going to fight to the end. We just came up a little short. I didn't feel like we did a good job making an adjustment. With our approach early on, we worked all the time on that approach with hitting a left-hander, and we didn't make it fast enough. As I told the players, this isn't about breaking down this game as much as it is just, what a fabulous group of seniors. It really has not hit me, the finality of these guys. I mean, 3 of them have been around since the 8th grade, busting their butt, all year long. And we're going to miss them, just miss them tremendously. And I love them. But a lot of people were talking like, we might not even make the playoffs,
Or have a winning season.
Yeah, or even have a winning season. I mean, we lost so much. 5 guys that all went to play in college, and very quality players. Pitcher of the year in the state of Georgia, and on and on and on. The guys, they worked their rear ends off. They bought in since they were in the 8th grade. All of them at every grade level in the program. And what more can you say? I mean, you got guys like Bear who hadn't played since the 7th grade. He finished 7-1 or something on the season, or Josh Hammond was, 8-0 or 7-0 at one point. Never pitched on varsity in his life, Andrew never pitched. He's in there. This guy's stepping up in every way, shape, or form. We had injuries. We had 3 guys out. Not only did we lose all those players, but we had so many guys out early on, and people don't understand. You lose a third of your starting lineup, and your number 1 pitcher. And guys are stepping up and keeping us in ball games, and we just grew. And prior to last year, no team at North Hall in history has ever made it past the 2nd round. So what these guys really have accomplished in hindsight is really, really unbelievable. It's just so disappointing because I feel like we really had it in us, to continue on. But, obviously that's not going to happen.
But a pretty young team. I mean, you got some stuff coming back, Coach.
We do. We really lose Bear on the mound and Andrew, as a closer on the mound. But the whole rest of the staff is back, and we got some good young ones behind them. We feel like can grow over the summer and through the fall and really help. We're a pretty young team, but I mean, the impact of the seniors is you can't underestimate. I mean, you lose Andrew Smith, a table setter, a leader. Stephen Murray's been a rock behind the plate for 2 years. We got to have a guy step up and do that. So your catcher, your shortstop, and McCoy in the outfield. 3 critical positions. We got to have guys step up. But I feel next year is next year. Right now, I just want to love on these guys and let them know how proud I am of them.
As for Andrew Smith, well, last hurrah for seniors like him, and Smith will go on to play football for the Air Force Academy. Obviously, he was down after the loss.
This game we were down after the first inning, and I think we did a good job of battling back. The guy that they started did a great job keeping us off balance. Facing a really good team like Blessed Trinity in the 2nd round was tough, but I think we did a great job battling. I could see it in the guys that they never wanted to give up. This senior class did a great job. I don't even think we were picked to make the playoffs at the beginning of the year. After coming off a runner-up type year like last year and losing 5 great seniors like we lost, it's tough to just repeat and make that same run. But I think the senior class did a great job of leading. The coaching staff did a great job of coaching, and I think we proved a lot of people wrong. And it'll hurt right now, but tomorrow and in the future, I think we can look back and say that we did everything we did. We did everything we could. We might not be on our game every night. We might not have our best stuff every night, but if we fight as a team, as long as we play together, we have a chance to win every night.
So now it's on to the Air Force Academy. Are you looking forward to that?
Yes, sir. I'm looking very, very much forward to that. I leave July 15th, so I'm excited for it.
Now, you're going to play football there, and with a chance at playing baseball sometime in the future?
Yes, sir, yeah. Hopefully I'll get to play some baseball in there, in the future after the first year.
And we wish Andrew well. I'll wrap it up after this final timeout. Well, let's do some unfinished business as we wrap things up. The tennis, short version, none of our local teams left playing for a state championship. The region champion North Hall tennis boys took out Sonoraville 5-love in the first round of the state AAA tennis playoffs, but the Trojan run ended in round 2 as the boys fell to Blessed Trinity 4-love. The region runner-up Lady Trojans advanced to round 2 with a 5-0 blanking of Adairsville, but they fell to St. Pius 3-love in the next round. In 5A action, took only an hour or so for the region champion Flowery Branch boys to clinch the match, 3-love against Tucker, but the Branch boys lost in round 2, 3-love to Cambridge. The Lady Falcons beat Arabia Mountain 5-0 in first round play, but they lost 4-1 to Allatoona the next round. Riverside went to 13-0 on the year with a first round win in the AA playoffs, 3-1 over Westland. Riverside then made school history as the unbeaten Eagles moved into the state quarterfinals for the first time ever with a second round win over Model. Riverside taking them out 3-0, only to fall in the quarterfinals 3-love to Westminster. The Gainesville girls beat North Atlanta 5-love in the first round, then found themselves tied up to Sequoia 2-all after 4 matches, so it was up to Catherine Wright at number 2 singles, and she pulled out a 3-set win, 6-3, 5-7, 6-3 to send the Lady Elephants into the round of 8, but then they lost to Cambridge 3-0 the next time out. Okay, other sports. In golf, North Hall's boys qualified at the sectionals for the upcoming AAA state meet, as did the Johnson girls in 4A and the Flowery Branch girls in 5A. West Hall moved quickly to replace head softball coach Adam Rich, who took a job at Chestatee. The Spartans tabbed Casey Knight as the Spartan new boss. She'll be coming from Greene County High School. She was a 4-year starter for North Georgia as they won 3 Peach Belt Conference championships in the college ranks and went to 3 Division II World Series tournaments during her time there. Knight was also all-conference and also a 3-time PBC honor roll student athlete. The Detroit Lions drafted Gainesville High graduate and former Notre Dame wide receiver Tyler T.J. Jones with the 189th pick overall in the 6th round of the NFL draft. During his senior year with the Irish in 2013, Jones had 70 catches for 1,108 yards and 9 touchdowns. And during his career at Notre Dame, T.J. had 181 catches and 19 touchdown receptions. And North Hall officially said goodbye to former football coach Bob Christmas last week. After 13 years of bringing the Trojans back to relevance, Christmas has taken a job back in Virginia at the school he led to a couple of state titles. It was not easy for the coach or his family.
This is our home, and you're our family. This is our community, and we love you dearly. This is very, very hard, very, very difficult for us. We're doing what we feel like God wants us to do, but it doesn't make it any easier, I can tell you. And we just walking by faith one step at a time right now. It kills me. I'm in the weight room every day with our players. And it kills me to think I won't be coaching next year. I see them busting their butts in the weight room every day, getting stronger. And I'm so proud of them. And I'm so excited about what they're accomplishing. And I am so thrilled about Dave Bishop and the opportunity that he has. He is truly a brother to me. We've been together for 18 years, and I have not even an ounce of doubt about the job that he's going to do.
Now, at the end of the evening, old coach and his former players took one last walk at the Brickyard, even in the drizzle. Longtime Christmas assistant Dave Bishop is the new head coach at North Hall, and the Trojans will open their season next year at home with Jefferson, and that comes up on September 5th, and that'll be here before you know it. Some summer camps. Flowery Branch has a K-6 softball camp coming up at the high school June 2nd through the 5th, 9 a.m. to noon. You can email laura.beaver@hallco.org for more details. That's laura.beaver@hallco.org. And the Johnson volleyball girls have their summer camps from Monday, July the 21st to Thursday, July 24th. Contact there is Deborah Eidson at hallco.org. That's Deborah Eitzen at hallco.org. And that's our show for this week. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports.